Hello, all you coin-loving, coin-collecting, coin aficionados out there, and welcome again to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we have the first of our coins from the Eastern Caribbean states, or Eastern Caribbean states. These coins are actually from the British Caribbean Territory, the Eastern Group. So that needs a little explanation probably. But first, let's just look at these beautiful coins. And we see that there's a ship on all of them, and that is the Golden Hind, which was the ship sailed by Sir Francis Drake from 1542, who lived from 1542 to 1596. This type of ship is actually called a corsair. And Sir Francis Drake was an English explorer and went by these islands and explored them. And so if we look at these, we see there's a 1955 here, a 1955 here, 1961 here, and a 1965 here. We have the first and last of these 25-cent coins. Started in 1955 and ended in 1965. Now these were actually part of or coinage for the British West Indies dollar. So the British territories in the Caribbean were called the British West Indies, and they had a dollar which was the currency from 1935 to 1965, and these coins would make up that British West Indies dollar, and these were the British Caribbean Territory 25 cents, 25 on each side, 1955 Eastern Group. There was not a Western Group. What they might have considered a Western Group would have been the islands, actually not just the islands, but Belize and some other states might have been considered the Western Group, but there was not a Western Group to the British Caribbean territories. If we turn these over, we see they all have Queen Elizabeth II on them, and they all have the same portrait, and that portrait is the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, and it's the Cecil Thomas portrait. Why did I say the second portrait? It's the first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. It's a Cecil Thomas portrait, and she is essentially looking the same on all of these. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to leave two of them over this way and two of them over that way because they have the same portrait on both. That way we can see the portrait in the back at the same time. Now if we look at these coins, we can see kind of by the light that they are a copper nickel coin, and they weigh about 6.57 grams. They're 24 millimeters in diameter. They have a reeded edge, or a toothed kind of edge, or a segmented edge. There's a bunch of words that they use essentially for that same kind of edge. On the inner part, we see on both sides, we see this kind of toothed inner rim on both sides. And this is a kind of, you don't see this on many coins. It says Queen Elizabeth starting from the right, swinging down underneath the second. So it doesn't say by the grace of God, it doesn't say anything else. All the identifying marks are on the back of the coin. If we look closely, we can see that she is wearing a crown, and on this first portrait, it I believe is the Edward V crown. These coins were made from 55 to 1965. Having a hard day here. 7 million of them were made in 1955, and then between 800,000 and 1.2 million were made thereafter. It was replaced by the current Eastern Caribbean dollar, and the Eastern Caribbean dollar goes for the countries including Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and Martinique. So now all of those countries have banded together, and they have what they call the Eastern Caribbean dollar. So, and if you look at those dollars, they exchange with the U.S. dollar, not quite on an equal rate. The Eastern Caribbean Bank dollar is 2.7. So 1 US dollar equals 2.7 Eastern Caribbean dollars. And again, they are 6 of the states are independent. That is Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts, St. Nevis, and St. Lucia. And the other 2, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the other 2 are British overseas territories still, Anguilla and Montserrat. So it's kind of a weird thing. So 2 British overseas territories and 6 independent states all use the Eastern Caribbean dollar. Okay, that's all we have today from our coins for the DC Coin World International Coin channel. We would love to have you subscribe to our channel, and if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section of our channel. Thanks for watching.